All right, good morning. Welcome to the NAUTITECH stand. Today we've got the world premiere of the NAUTITECH 48. Let's go take a look. We're pretty lucky to have the 48 here. Like I said, it's the world premiere. The 44 came out 2 years ago. I had the opportunity to do the arc across the Atlantic on a 44 last year with clients, and now we get to see the 48, which is the extension from that. If you look behind you, this will make more sense when we look into the boat. You'll see there's a bunch of flexibility with this boat. The nice thing with a new boat sail is you can choose different ways to configure it. You can configure it to your requirements, and for me that's part of the fun of the job, is working with the clients and trying to get an understanding of how do they want to use the boat, what's the mission, what's the dream, what are the constraints, and then we work with them to find the right solution. So let's go on board. NAUTITECH is focused on sailors. There's lots of different catamarans out there, lots of different focus on how the catamaran is going to be used. The NAUTITECHs are really about sailing comfortably, sailing safely, but sailing with performance. And really a NAUTITECH is about as much performance as you can get without going to the expense and complexity of dagger boards and lots of carbon. Excellent sight lines. You're sitting here or standing here, you can see the rig, you can see the wind, you can see the sails, you can see all four corners of the boat. Yeah, perfect for a sailor. Really tight linkages between the controls and the rudder. It feels like an actual sailboat. We're in the saloon here. The whole idea with the open in the NAUTITECH 48 Open is with these doors open, we got the aircon on right now so they're closed, but you have seamless integration between the saloon and the cockpit. The other thing I really like with a boat like this that's intended for a couple or a family is you're all close together. You don't have the person on the helm separated from the people in the galley or the people in the saloon. Everything's on one level. You have close communication between the whole crew. Nobody's stranded up on a flybridge by themselves at night. We can go inside. All right, welcome inside the NAUTITECH 48. The 44 is a little rocket ship, great fun, but one of the things some folks didn't like is there's not as much space in the saloon. If you're going into the more northern latitudes, it's nice to have that interior space, or if you've got more kids, or in this case, you can have folks at the saloon table and at the cockpit table. The whole idea is a very functional place. The flow is great, nice big galley. You have 3 fridge freezers up here, potential for a deep freeze down below. You're connected to the people in the saloon, or correction, in the cockpit. It's not like the galley slaves working away and there's nobody to see. Lots and lots of space. We'll see if they left us any water or beer. Oh, they did leave water. That's awesome. All right. The fun thing with new boats is there's like 9 pages of options, and that's where we work with the client to figure out, should that be storage, should that be a fridge, how many fridges. You don't see this in every boat, but forward-facing navigation station. Great big chart plotter. You can control all the electronics here, or of course it could be just your regular chart data. So when I stand watch on these at night, if it's a little colder, I'll just lie back there to read my book every 15 minutes, look around on an offshore passage. I can see everything up on the radar, go check the trim, all that good stuff. So a very ergonomic setup, and again, intended for sailing and crossing oceans. We'll go down below. Welcome to the owner's hull. So this whole hull is dedicated to a couple. Nice big queen bunk. Again, it's always easy at boat shows to not worry about practicalities like ventilation and light. You have opening ports above, aft, on the side, lots of light. This is a really great place to spend your time. You can sit back there, read a book, if people still read books, and look out the window. You've got a nice storage area here. We can reconvert this. We've done custom builds to make this a desk. Again, whatever folks are looking for. If you look around forward behind you, the boats are not optimized for charter at all. It's easy on a charter, right? You bring your bathing suit and one set of clothes for the bar. This is a boat people live on and cross oceans on. I just crossed the Atlantic with a family with 2 kids on their 44, and we had lots of space. So dedicated shower room, great big walk-in shower, lots of prep space, lots of storage space, and then there's a dedicated toilet beside you.
Oh wow, that's pretty big.
So I mentioned that there's lots of different ways to configure these boats, and for me that's the fun part of a new boat purchase, is figuring out exactly what makes sense for you. On the starboard hull, we've got it configured as a guest cabin aft and a flexible room forward. So we have a guest cabin aft, fairly conventional, same queen size bunk, and then again showing how it's quite different from a charter boat where you may have 4 different toilets with not a lot of space, not a wet head. In this case, you've got a dedicated shower room. Of course, only a sailor could get excited about something like this. Twin sinks.
Oh, and storage.
Yeah, and storage, because again, it's not meant for charter. It's meant for actually living aboard. And then you've got a separate toilet here. The idea being you don't need to have 4 sets of toilets on a boat for a family. You've got 1 toilet per hull. Again, much more practical. Another NAUTITECH innovation is this flexibility room. Right now they've got the top bunk down with lee cloths. This folds up and out of the way. And then you could have a small single like this for a kid, or this full with a table for homeschooling.
Oh, nice.
Because I homeschooled my kids for 7.5 years as we traveled around the Pacific. Or this can fold down to make a bigger bunk here. So again, the name is key. It's the flexibility room. Because you know, if you've got guests or multiple kids, it's nice to have that flexibility. We can also turn this into a smart room, which is another configuration space for the deep freeze, the washer dryer, and more tools. It really depends on what your requirements are.
Great.
All right, should we go on deck? So often at boat shows, I really find it funny as a sailor that everybody goes and looks and, oh, it's got a good kitchen, it's got how many bathrooms, but this is a sailboat, and this is a performance sailboat meant to sail. And there's things you can see that give that away. The boom is as low as you can get. That's great for performance. It keeps the center of effort low. It gives you maximum sail area, which allows this boat to go to windward like a monohull. The other thing is a practical aspect. Even a short guy like me can quite easily go up and I can put the sail away. I'm 5'6" to put it in context. So everything is super easy. Again, most folks are going to want to go cruising. They're going to want to have as much solar as possible. So we've integrated a whole bunch of solar right into the cabin top. And then when there's more we can put on as well. Our normal sail configuration, you have a self-tacking jib, you have a conventional main, and then we use a combination of code zeros and gennikers on furlers, and then all sorts of different spinnakers depending on what you want. Transitioning from a monohull to a cat, you're surprised at how easy it is to fly those flying sails. So when I just did the Ark, we flew under genniker and symmetric almost the entire 17 days. Super easy. And then of course, once you get there, you're at anchor, you've got a nice lounge here, some cup holders, and just a really practical, enjoyable setup. Two big sail lockers. And then again, with a cat, it's nice to have some multiple sails, and you're going to go to these beautiful places. So you're going to want to bring important things like kite surfing gear and paddle boards and spear guns and all those good toys, and some toys for the kids maybe. Of course, you get to this beautiful anchorage, you want to go and explore. That's where we've got the built-in davit system. The lines are run back to the winches, so very easy to use your davit. In fact, the lines are just easy to use in this boat everywhere. You'll see all the winches are where you expect them. They're close to the helm. And when you're using the winches, you can actually see the sails and trim. Because again, going back to that focus of this being a real sailor's boat. Another thing we mentioned with all the different options is we can add more solar onto the davits. So again, that comes back to how do you expect to use the boat? Do you want to go without a generator? You know, what's your focus? So we have two massive engine rooms. There's tons of space. This is the side that has most of the systems. You've got the hot water tank, you got the autopilot drive, but if you look there to the engine, there's lots of space to get in there, do work, and do your servicing. Kind of have a rule that if it's easy, you're going to do it. So it's important to check your engine, you know, before every trip and regularly when you're underway under power. So you can see there's lots of space to work on the boat, lots of space to add new systems if you want more systems. And this is the most full size. The other side's even emptier.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.